Michael.
Hello, Anthony. So I just had a question. I want to follow up and go back on your record in terms of the Second Amendment.
Sure.
Uh, I'm a little confused because you voted for a red flag bill, actually twice, where the function of the bill, and for those who don't know, the red flag bills are essentially designed to remove the due process abilities of regular citizens and take away their Second Amendment rights and their Fourth Amendment rights. And you voted for that, and I'm very confused about that. Can you explain why?
Well, I don't agree with your assessment that it takes away due process. The bill, so those who are not familiar with red flag bills, essentially there was a bill that was passed in the state assembly that says that if you are a school official or a family member and you feel that someone is exhibiting an extreme risk, you can go petition the court and law enforcement the person might be a danger to themselves or to others. You can petition law enforcement, and then there's a hearing that's held, that's the due process, and a decision can be made by a judge whether or not firearms need to be taken away from a person. So I don't agree with your assessment that there's no due process. This actually gives due process. The president once said that take the guns first and then give due process. This actually gives due process first, and if someone's deemed a threat, either themselves or to others, for 1 year they can have firearms removed.
No. We can talk about it later. No, I don't want to take away from everyone else.
Thanks,
That's
Michael.
not accurate, though. But okay. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me. My name is Michael Voss, and I was the one who took the video that you just saw. It's part of a full hour of video of Anthony Brindisi, who is a candidate running for the New York 22nd District against incumbent Congresswoman Claudia Tenney. Now, Mr. Brindisi was in Owego, New York, and there was over an hour of video that was taken, but this is a very specific-ish situation I want to address. As you saw in the video, I asked a very specific question. Mr. Brindisi, why did you make the vote? The vote was based on a bill, A11148. Again, that is A11148. It passed the New York State Assembly. It is one of five bills in total that are the red flag laws, sometimes also called ERPO, or sometimes called extreme risk protection orders, that are being attempted to be passed in the New York State legislature to be able to take away firearms from law-abiding citizens. Now, Mr. Brindisi tries to explain what is a red flag bill. He doesn't answer the question, but he does say he wants to answer what is the bill. What is a red flag? He misrepresents that. And he did so by walking off of camera. I should note, that was the first time in 45 minutes of him speaking to the handful of people who were at the event that he actually walked off the camera that he was aware of and not to answer it. And the first time that he did not address the person who actually asked the question, rather walking behind me instead. That being said, though, what is a red flag law? According to Mr. Brindisi, well, it's the presumption of guilt, not innocence, and it is an enactment of punishment on a person who's presumed to be guilty. And then you can try and prove yourself innocent. That is what he said, because a red flag bill means that in this case, in Bill A11148, a part-time temporary school coach, say for kickball, can make an accusation to a judge to say that a family is a danger to themselves and their community. The judge can then provide a warrant to the police, and those police would go over to the household and take away all the firearms that are in that household. In addition, because New York is a reporting state, Child Protective Services would have to be notified, and the children in that household, since it is such a danger, would also have to be removed for their safety. And that individual who has been judged, who has been convicted of a crime, essentially, would then have to spend tens of thousands of dollars first to prove their innocence, that they are not a danger to themselves or the community, and then thousands more to be able to get their children back. This is what Mr. Brindisi calls due process. The fact that the firearm owner is never notified of the process, that they are not notified of who is their accuser, and the fact that they never get to present themselves before the court and to make their case that they are not a danger to their society or their community or their family. That is denied them. That is not due process. That is not how the process, how America functions. And I believe Mr. Brindisi knows that, which is why he walked away from the camera and also why he didn't answer the question. I believe it's very important for anyone, not just in the New York 22nd District, but across America, that any candidate should be able to answer the votes that they have made and the reason why, especially if they're asking for your vote in an election. And that candidate should not misrepresent facts that are in writing in the law. Mr. Brindisi, I ask you to come before me and have an interview that I've asked for over a year to answer why you voted for this red flag bill that denies the public due process and presumes guilt, not innocence. I ask you to be able to answer this question for all of the constituents of the New York 22nd District and all of America, that if you are elected to Congress, you would be affecting. I, as always, offer you the opportunity to take as much time as you need to answer this question and many others, and I will provide it to the public verbatim without any changes. I look forward to your answer, Mr. Brindisi, both on the question that was asked and you have not answered. Why did you vote for this bill? And I also ask you for the interview. I look forward to both answers. I hope everyone will be well, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.